school basketball at its best. The National Interscholastic Basketball Conference kicks off today at LaPorte's Civic Auditorium, and Brett Binversie is joining us with all of the details. Good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Well, greetings from LaPorte, Indiana.
Well, thanks for joining us here on Hometown Living. What is the National Interscholastic Basketball Conference?
Well, it is a conglomeration of 10 high schools throughout the country that came together. They play high-level basketball, just like our local La Lumiere team here in LaPorte County. The schools range from like Montverde, Sunrise Christian. Those are down in Florida, or Sunrise Christians from Kansas. Montverde and IMG Academy are in Florida. We've got a team from New Jersey, a team from Long Island, Wasatch Academy from Utah, Arizona Compass from Arizona. So there's like several states throughout the country represented in this conference. And the amazing thing about this conference is you have 30 of the top 100 scholastic basketball players in the country coming into LaPorte, Indiana this weekend to play.
And how did it end up in LaPorte? These are teams and kids from all over the country. Is this something that's always in LaPorte? Is it happening throughout the country on a rotating basis? What does that look like, and how did we get so lucky to have this right here in our home state?
It's a combination of a couple things. A few years ago, La Lumiere won the National High School Basketball Tourney. And at that point, we had been talking to La Lumiere about wanting to get them to play here and have a game in the Civic Auditorium. So that talk continued for a couple of years. And then during COVID, it became pretty obvious for these schools to band together because these are high-level basketball academies and high schools. So they need to play a higher level opponent, basically, and it's hard for them to get basketball games scheduled. And once COVID started, the idea was already there, and they'd been working on putting it together where they can play round robin invitationals so they can get all the teams together, and it helps with the travel and everything else. And they share, very similar, just like the Duneland Conference or the North Central Conference, like with Penn and those guys, they share similar schools, ideas, that type of thing, except instead of being a geographic location, it's more like their mission and what they're going to do. So they got together and formed this, and then through some hard work by ourselves, City Attorney Nick Otis and I had been talking about this, and Park Superintendent Mark Schreiber for a few years. And then when Mayor Dermody came in, it became a big priority. And then, of course, Jack Arnett and LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau is a huge underwriter of the event as well. And we were able to make this happen with the help of Paragon and the NIBC.
So what's the structure of the conference? I know you had mentioned that some are round robin invitationals. Is this a single elimination tournament? What does it look like as far as the games being played?
It's not actually a tournament. It's more just round robin play so they can get a couple games in. Last year, each team played Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and it was an 8-team conference. This year, they've added 2 extra teams, and we have a special bonus too up here. Not only do we have the 10 NIBC schools playing at the Civic Auditorium, but tomorrow we have the Battle of the States, which they've arranged, which is going to be televised live on ESPN2 at 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. And that's going to feature Chicago Simeon versus Indianapolis Cathedral. One of the big draws in that game, Simeon's #1 in Illinois 3A, I believe, and they're one of the top 25 teams in the country as well. And then you have Indianapolis Cathedral, which features the #3 recruit in the nation, and Xavier Booker, who's signed and going to Michigan State, and they'll be here playing at 4 o'clock.
So much excitement at this year's conference in LaPorte. Brett, thanks for joining us on Hometown Living to share all of the details for this year's event.
Thank you. And you've got the information up there as well. If you want to get tickets, you can go to the LaPorte Civic Auditorium. .com. It's actually LaPorte Civic Auditorium, and then or you can get tickets here at the Civic throughout the event. I will warn everyone, last year we sold out on Saturday, so get your tickets early.
Fantastic. Brett, thanks so much for joining us to share all of the excitement. That information is right there up on your screen.